If there are no requests, we will just get started. Sweet. Let's get started lying on our backs today. Let me make sure the camera's all good. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. All right, start lying on your back. So maybe palms up to the sky. Maybe roll those shoulder blades underneath your back. And just close the eyes. Start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Once again, big breath in. Maybe out the mouth, exhale. Once again, inhaling. And another big breath out the mouth. You can bring both your knees into your chest, maybe rocking side to side, massaging out that lower back. Extend that left leg down, draw that right knee into the chest, and then make some circles here with this knee. Loosening up the hip. Eventually pull that into your chest again and then draw it across your body, keeping that right shoulder attached to the ground. Just a really gentle spinal twist here. Take a few more breaths. Eventually making your way back to that neutral position. Hug that knee back into the chest and then release it down. Bringing in the left knee now. Create some circles here with that hip, moving the knee around. Eventually drawing it across our body. Keep that left shoulder connected to the floor. And take some deep breaths here. Eventually coming back to center. Hug that knee into the chest. Bring that right knee in as well. Take some rocks side to side. Reconnecting to that breath. Maybe you make some circles here with the knees. Just trying to access every single part of that back. Maybe you just roll around in other ways. Just attaching that part of your back to the mat. Just letting each inch feel the ground. Massaging it out. Bring in your legs to a happy baby. Now wrap your hands around the outer edges of the feet. Maybe take a couple rocks side to side. Maybe putting the soles of the feet together if that feels nice. Just breathe here. Maybe you straighten and bend each leg, alternating sides. Eventually hugging both those knees into chest again. Rock forward and backward along the spine, creating some momentum here. Eventually crossing at the ankles. Roll over those knees, come into a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take that belly down, drawing the chin up, forward, pulling the collarbones forward, and then drawing that belly up and rounding to the back here. Exhale, belly down. Inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale in. Take it at your own pace now, connecting it to your breath, either slower or faster, whatever feels good for your body today. Maybe you start to venture from this traditional cat-cow by creating circles with your hips. Maybe you swivel your head around, loosening up that neck. Whatever feels nice here. Take a few more moments, just freely moving through your body, loosening up that spine, connecting your breath to each movement. Extend those arms out now to a puppy pose, keeping the hips raised above the knees. You can either keep your gaze forward or bring it down to the mat. It's a nice shoulder stretch here. Melting that chest down to the mat. And then swim it through to a Sphinx position, planting those forearms down. Take a couple head rolls here, dropping the chin. Spend some time here, loosening up the neck, being really gentle with how you're feeling today. Planting those hands down, raise those elbows up, drawing that belly button up and in. Really gentle cobra pose. And back down. Release the hands behind your back. We're going to interlace the fingers, bringing the big toes together, lifting the toes and the chest off the ground, interlacing the arms. Really gentle Shalabhasana here. Just getting some warmth in the body. Releasing it down, cheek to mat, arms by your side. Rock those hips side to side. And then bring both your hands forward, stacking the right hand on top of the left. Drop your forehead down onto your hands. And we're going to take that right knee up into a frog position. So flexing at the foot, bringing that knee up close to our armpit, letting that hip sink to the ground. Just relax here. Remembering to breathe. Flexing those right toes out. Maybe you bring your head to one side. That feels nice. You might even choose to extend fully through this right leg, straightening out the legs, slightly harsher stretch. So straightening fully through that right leg if you want a little bit of extra stretch. Continuing to let that right hip hang heavy. We're going to chill here for a few more moments. Try and relax and breathe. Keeping that leg where it's at, we're going to come up to our forearms now, drawing that belly up and in. Just a slightly different Sphinx stretch here. And then release it down. We're going to bring that leg back, shake those hips side to side, working them out, and then bring that left knee up to the side. Frog position on this side. Also flexing through those left toes. Feel free to stack your forehead on top of your hands, or maybe you take your gaze to your favorite side, letting that left hip hang heavy. Option to fully extend through that left leg if that's something you'd like to put into your practice today. Take a few more moments here, relaxing and breathing. If you're fully extended, bring that knee in to that frog position again, extending up to that Sphinx position. Draw that belly button up and in, giving that hip a slightly different stretch. And releasing it back down. Sway those hips side to side once again, releasing the back. We're going to plant the hands, shooting the hips back to a child pose now. Knees wide spread, arms extended forward, melt the chest down. Reconnect to the breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. When you're ready, we're going to tuck those toes, send the hips to the sky. Maybe pedaling out your feet here in your first downward dog. Eventually coming to stillness, lengthen through that back, long flat back, sending that tailbone to the sky. Option to keep that bend in the knees to get that long flat back. Reconnect to the breath. Couple more breaths here. Really lengthen. On your next exhale, shift forward to a high plank position, doming through the upper back. Draw that belly button up and in. Maybe take some rocks forward and back on the toes. Eventually shifting forward all the way, chaturanga down, drawing those elbows in towards the body. Inhaling to an up dog. Take it back to child's pose, knees wide spread. Arms extended forward, maybe swaying that chest side to side here, if that feels nice. Or taking complete stillness, relaxing down. Reconnect to the breath. On your next inhale, reach that right arm to the sky, interlace it underneath the left. Maybe you open and lift your hips up, or maybe you stay down here, squaring off your shoulders towards the mat. Giving that right shoulder a nice stretch either way today. And then extending forward, Lengthen the fingertips forward, sending that tailbone back. Take a couple breaths. On your next inhale, reach that left arm to the sky, interlace it underneath the right, either lifting the hips or keeping the shoulders square towards the ground. Whatever feels good for your practice today. Giving that left shoulder a good stretch. Keeping our breath steady here. And then re-extending forward, melt the heart down once again. Reconnect to the breath. Eventually, make your way back to a Sphinx position, shifting forward onto the stomach. Plant those forearms down, roll those shoulders up and back. Draw that belly button up and in. Plant the hands and pull back towards your body. Take a couple head rolls here. And then revolving down. Take those hands by your sides, cheek to the mat. Take a couple big breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. Once again, inhaling. One more big breath out. We're going to come up onto a Sphinx position once again, and we're going to come back, grabbing that right foot, pull it to the side of your body. So pulling it to that hip, stretching out that right quad. Option to flip that grip if you'd like, turning the fingertips towards the way the toes are facing. Giving a slightly different hold, a little bit different leverage. Send oxygen to that leg, letting it flow freely. Eventually sending it back. Plant that right hand now, grabbing the left foot, same thing, pulling it to your hip. Option to flip that grip. Sending those fingers forward. And then releasing it back. Plant those hands, extend up, cobra position. Making your way to child's pose, knees wide spread, arms forward, release the back. Reconnect to the breath. We're going to walk our fingertips up now, coming to a seated position. We're going to take our right leg over our left leg in a seated twist here. So right leg over the left, bring that left arm up, crossing it across, hooking it on that right knee. Plant the right hand by the right hip and gaze over the right shoulder. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, twisting a little further. Inhale, once again, lengthening, exhaling, twisting. Taking the counter pose, take that right arm across the body now. Planting the left hand by the left hip, same thing. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. And then back to center. We're gonna switch our hips around. You can either keep your legs planted and face the back, coming over forward fold and twisting all the way. Or you can just bring your left leg over your right. Inhale, lifting that right arm now. Hook it onto that left. Planting the left hand down by the left hip and gazing over that left shoulder. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, twisting. Taking the counter pose, take that left arm up and over, hooking it on the knee, taking the right hand by the right hip, gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, lifting, exhale, twisting. And back to center. We're going to give you the option of doing butterfly now, so bringing the soles of the feet together or bringing your legs out in a straight-legged position, center splits. Either way, whatever one you like, butterfly or straight legs out. We're going to inhale, lift, and exhale, forward fold, forward, folding forward with a flat back, bringing that belly button forward to the ground first, keeping our chest lifted and reaching out. We're going to start to let our exhales be longer than our inhales. Try and make that exhale twice as long as your inhale. Take a couple more breaths. Eventually, you're going to walk your hands back up and you're going to make your way to your back once again. Bring the knees into the chest, extending them out to happy baby. Take a couple rocks side to side, massaging out the lower back. When you're ready, extending both the legs out. Drawing those palms up to the sky. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. And start to relax fully into this posture. Sometimes I like to imagine myself floating on water, feeling weightless, and relaxing and being fully still, not letting the water ripple out. Hitting my final pose, Shavasana. Start to become aware of your breath. Maybe listening to the sounds within the room and outside of the room. Maybe starting to make your inhales bigger and your exhales bigger. Making small movements, waking up your body. Sometimes I like to inhale my arms above my head, taking a big stretch. And then roll to my favorite side, cradling my head with my arm. When you're ready, you can make your way to a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. So we usually end our practice with namaste, which means the light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Have a great Wednesday. Namaste.